MV3 Traders Futures Trade Radio is brought to you by The Ultimate Trader's Guide, your one-stop shop for the most valuable income-producing information on the internet. Go to ultimatetradersguide.net to learn more. Link in the description below. All right, how we doing? Hope everybody's week is going smooth and everything is working out for you. Pretty interesting week. Had some early in the week we had a lot of volume, a lot of activity. Participation has been relatively up, but we kind of got that's slowed down today. The volume is there, but at the session open, we didn't have a lot of participation, or a lot of directional participation, which led to a low volatility. It wasn't much volume when I checked last night, and then that created a small spread. So things have picked up, especially since the economic news, and now we are at the open pushing the supply. We just created a new high, tapped a new session high, and we're still pushing the supply. So let's see where this goes. We at the NQ's bull moon. RTY showing a lot of strength. I think the same with the rest of the indices were showing a lot of strength, and it looks like NQ is following suit. So really strong open. Let me focus. Make sure I'm ready to do my thing. Volatility is real high. That's over 512 ticks like print almost instantly, at least for me. There's a really interesting print around 931. Have to be quick on the trigger. For these first few minutes, I may not be doing a whole lot of narration. Got to definitely lock in with this volatility. That is a pretty strong 3-minute print. staying pretty strong with the supply run. Actually, at this point, I would like it to cool down a little bit. I got some decent action off of that, off of this momentum. There is the cool down. I'm getting some T1 shorts that's not follow through as of yet. Not in between, here's it, between 610 and 6, roughly like 602. Balancing the books, doing some budgeting. is printed for a potential continuation on the supply. My window looks like this. Back to the session high. Supply response at the session high. See if we get a break. There's a break into a new session high. I'd love some follow through here. Now I'm getting the follow through a little bit. It's slowly taking the stairs into the new supply. Volatility is hard to get good feels. Slippage is pretty strong. The way this printed, it looks like it wants to break down into and go into inventory run. Don't want to get biased. There's the inventory. Starting to drop the inventory. Still choppy. guess the inventory run. It came quickly, so we was just had some on that supply budgeting up there. That was just pretty much one way to look at it. Is wholesale just loading up for this inventory run. A lot of action within that first 15 minutes. We're at the 15-minute mark now, back to the overnight high. And I got chopped up a little bit in all that excitement. Mostly the biggest thing was slippage. Now we just back to VWAP. The bottom is falling out of this thing quickly. So I've had a couple triggers, but it was too quick for me to get filled on them. This time I'm gonna be patient for for it to take a break. We came back to some overnight inventory, but it doesn't have to. You can keep running the supply or running the inventory. Above A1 after that strong push. Making our way back to the overnight high. Took a quick break, now we're back below A1. Still showing more strength to the inventory side. For our inventory, like to collect inventory. This means we're pushing into cheaper inventory, without quicker. Volatility is still hot. We got about 9 minutes before B period. There's nothing on the calendar for B period. when I scale out and look at this, so I got it zoomed in on a tick chart. Like had to, in order to be able to really see the structure with the volatility being so hot, I had to, you know, zoom in on my tick chart. But if I go back and look at the my other charts, like a 1 minute or a 3 minute, I can see that it's covering a lot of space in a short period of time with the volatility. So like it can be volatile, but still not taking up much space. So let's just say within a couple seconds, today it's, you know, taking up 10 points because the volatility is so hot. And you know, with it's interesting because we had the NZ spread is so tiny, and we had such a small start to the session just for it to turn up like this, which has been, this is outside of the norm of what we've seen in the last few months, kind of going back to what it was before with NQ at least. So it's some very interesting price action. I don't know if anything that I just said made any sense, but all I'm saying is I can see the volatility is so, you know, it's turned up so much that it's not taking much time for price to cover the space. That's to say, for reference, 10 points. Used to 10 points, it would take at least a minute or two for price to cover, you know, 10 points, no matter how volatile it was. Versus today, versus these, you know, this week where it's covering 10 points in a matter of seconds. So of course, depending on the strategy that you have, it can be kind of difficult to execute on and to get the kind of feels you need to, you know, in order to take a full advantage of it, which is kind of what I kind of had an issue with. It got a little bit of slippage, but here's the thing about this volatility. I have also had positive slippage to where I hit a profit taking point, and by the time I pressed the button, it jumped another, you know, 5 or 10 points. Maybe not that much, but like another few points in my favor before it actually filled. So, you know, it's kind of a gift and a curse. It's where, you know, sometimes I get slippage to where I lose a couple points from where I'm trying to get in, and sometimes I get slippage to where it's a gain for me. It's just the way that the market is operating recently. So it'll be interesting to see how long this continues. Are we back to this high volatility, or are we gonna slow down? And as I was having a conversation with someone that I'm working on a project with, and they were talking about how their participation, they've been in this industry much longer than I have, and they've been talking about how the participation, usually there's an uptick in the participation from the retail side when the market is starting to, you know, when things are going up, right? When the market, the quote unquote market, is going up. And we're kind of seeing that since we're on a daily, we're starting to make new highs relative to where we spent the last few months. Now we're starting to see the volatility pick up. We're starting to see the volume pick up. Starting to see increased participation. Things are picking up overall now that prices are starting to go back up. got 4 minutes before B period. T1 short. Starting to see some similarities to what I saw yesterday, and this little was typically my break time. That was a nice little setup in hindsight. One thing I noticed a while ago is how quick you recognize the patterns can be key. It doesn't mean that you need to, change anything that you're doing with your strategy or anything like that once you recognize a pattern change. But it can actually help you with your strategy. So sometimes those patterns, like the pattern can last, it can be like something that's just intraday, or it can, it can cross over several days. So like today, I'm actually recognize something that was persistent from what I witnessed yesterday. I don't remember the day before, but I am seeing something that would actually is something I would remain, maintain awareness to while I'm, executing the way that I would normally execute. I wouldn't change my strategy. I wouldn't change my plan. I wouldn't change the technique or anything like that. I would just have awareness to that, so that I don't have, it's not, whatever happens is not something that's foreign to me, if that makes sense. Like I have more clarity into what's happening, so that I'm not getting caught up in fear or anything like that, or FOMO, any of the the popular acronyms that people like to talk about, but it's based around fear, because I have the understanding of what's going on, so I'm prepared for it. So it's not a shocker to me. And a lot of times where this fear comes from, in my case, the fear has always been surrounded around unknowns, and it's me getting in my head about unknowns, and then that will lead to me making actions based off of fear. So while I'm saying all of that, we have came down into this inventory area where we had a lot of volume gaps, and we're at the session low. So we were actually trading mechanical to those volume gaps. And I'm seeing some front run of the session low. Probably can't see it by the way that, because they got my chart so squeezed together. But I do put these, do a screenshot of my charts for Twitter and in Discord. And I have these volume gap areas highlighted on the charts. We're still trading mechanical to these volume gap areas. So while it's, just because it's volatile doesn't mean that the market still is going to do the same thing which it usually does. So I'm still seeing the mechanical reactions, and the typical patterns and behavior just happening at a faster rate. And we are in B period. So let me focus one more time and see if I want to get back in the game. Or do I want to stay on the sideline? I do have a meeting today. We look below, quickly dropped the session low. Came back inside of the overnight range. Starting to see that inventory response there at 476. What I would like to happen is to have a nice little push off of that inventory response. Again, the market doesn't care about what I like. But that is what we got. So we did get a strong inventory response off of that. What did I say? 476? Yeah, 476 area. Now we're pushing back inside the overnight range. In hindsight, I wish I would have had a wider target. I actually caught slippage on that target. Unfavorable slippage. As a note to self, when I get ideas of things, because I know I wanted to mention something else today. I think I got that idea yesterday, but here's the thing with me and getting ideas. A lot of times I get ideas when I'm not in a position to take note of them. And when I'm busy doing something else, like driving or something. And I get a lot of ideas when I'm in the bathroom, like when I'm taking a shower. I was saying all that to say there was something else I wanted to mention today, but I don't remember what that is now, of course. Maybe it was something I was thinking about yesterday. But one thing that I will mention is to make sure that you're paying attention. I got a lot of, well, I'm gonna say a lot, but I have a couple projects that's gonna produce a lot of content in the near future, starting this month. Took another trade there, but something weird happened, and I had my quote chart actually blocked one of my trades. It was weird. So that's a good point for me to stop. So I got this weird technical stuff going on. Anyway, so yeah, make sure that you're paying it, tuning in the upcoming weeks, because I'm working on some pretty big projects that's going to benefit everyone that tunes in and watches. I'm not going to say too much about it right now. Just stay tuned. Got some things that I'm working on, a lot of content coming out. You know, excited about it. But I don't want to say too much because, you know, I just want to. So all I can really say now is just stay tuned. And until that point, until the next time, I'm going to go ahead and shut things down for the day. Hope everybody have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your day. Let me see what these technical issues is on my side. But I am done for the day. So with all that being said, until next time, trade it easy.